Oh,
Real life. Hey guys, I'm Sean.
and I'm Jim. And as
Yeah.
always, if you get confused, look in the lower left hand corner.
Yep.
And as always, please hit the like and subscribe. Even if you don't like it, hit the like button anyway, and then tell your friends to watch it, or the people you don't like to watch it.
All right. So today's topic is omelets. I think they were requested by a viewer, and so let's get into Jim's first.
Yeah, we have a lot of ways to go here. Obviously, you need eggs, and you beat them up. You can see I got some butter in a pan starting to warm up. Now, one thing I do that Sean might take exception to is that I add some salt in there to help break down the protein ahead of time because I want that egg to be completely homogeneous.
I don't subscribe to the salt makes your eggs watery trope. I just don't. In my experience, it just doesn't really do much.
To me, it helps a little bit, make them a little bit more consistent. There, I've got this over a very low heat, and to be honest, it was too low. And
I can
even
see
there,
that it's not really.
it's a
Yeah.
little bit too low, but I didn't want to break out the infrared thermometer and bring it right up to exactly 275. I said, nah, that looked about right. And it wasn't. Now, this is going to be a French omelet. And a French omelet isn't necessarily a type of omelet so much as a technique where you don't want to get any color on it at all if possible. You just have to continuously move it around. When the curd starts forming, you've got to be a little bit more careful. You just swirl it around, just keep mixing it. And once it starts almost set, I cheat and put a cover on it, just like I do on sunny side up eggs. Now, you can tell that it's sticking a little bit. I don't know why. I might need to buy a new pan.
You got a hole in the middle forming there.
Yeah, but
Do
there's
you have enough
enough.
raw egg to fill it?
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like you do.
And that's about where I want. Once again,
Okay.
the French omelet is mainly about technique. I'm still working on it. But while I might not get a job as a cook based on this omelet, I think it meets the requirements.
What
Here
kind of
I'm
cheese
just
are you using here?
I'm using a blend, a 4 cheese blend, Mexican cheese. That's a fine shred.
Okay.
Now, strictly speaking, you don't have any ingredients for a French omelet, but
No.
it is acceptable to add cheese and ham. It really is. Now, in this case, normally you don't want the omelet to cook the ingredients, but neither cheese nor ham needs to be cooked. So this is perfectly okay. Now,
So
here's a
is this ham put in here cold?
room temp. Here's a trick to a French omelet. You fold it over. You don't put the ingredients all over. You put it right in the middle, fold over, then you lift and flip over to finish the roll. Now, I have a little bit too much color on that to be a true French omelet.
It's also kind of coming apart underneath there. I can tell.
But not too much. However, that
You gonna use
little
a
bit of
paper towel
color.
trick?
Now, I just moved it over to the spatula. I'm going to cover the color with a little bit of cheese.
Okay.
Now it looks right.
Now, do you know the paper towel trick?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Now,
because you're definitely opened up under there in the middle.
Yeah. Now, I was thinking about making a hollandaise sauce go on top. A hollandaise sauce covers a lot of sin, and I'm going to pause this.
It hides whatever you did wrong.
I'm going to pause it real quick. Oh, I thought I paused it.
I tried to pause it at the same time. Go ahead.
Okay. Now, some people are going to say, "What? You want to put an egg sauce on an egg dish?" Yes. What do you think a Benedict eggs Benedict is? That's egg sauce on eggs.
Yeah.
Perfectly acceptable, and it would have been fantastic, but I said, screw it. It's an omelet video. I don't need to make the hollandaise sauce.
Hollandaise is more of a butter sauce anyways.
Yeah. Okay.
It's made out of eggs, but it tastes like butter mostly. So, at least this to me.
Yeah. This one, I'm going to go with an American style omelet. Basically a Denver omelet. So I've got onions, bell pepper. You'll see later. It's not the classic, which is onion, pepper, ham, and cheese. I did add tomato to it.
Okay.
Why? Because I had some cherry tomatoes left over. Why not?
Okay.
I mean, a Denver omelet is a blank slate. Now,
No, a Denver omelet's very specifically 3 ingredients inside.
Yeah.
Ham, onion, bell pepper. Well, four because with cheese.
Yeah.
It's still a good omelet, but it's not a Denver omelet anymore once you add tomatoes. That's just a fact.
Yeah.
It's
Anyway,
delicious, but
now, going back to what I'm saying is that an omelet has enough to do just to cook itself. You don't want the omelet to cook the ingredients. So
no, the ingredients
here I've got the ingredients sauteing ahead of time, cooking them up.
That's Hammer popping in, by the way, Jim. Do you see him?
Oh,
Ray Conklin. I got him up on the screen. He's watching.
Hey, hi, Hammer.
How's it going, man?
So I've let them saute for a while. What I'm going to do is now turn the heat down so the pan can cool off for the eggs. I'm going to reserve half the ingredients to use as an actual filling.
What's the other half going to be?
They're going to stay in the pan because this is good. Let's say an American style omelet, which is a bit more crunchy. It can have color. A Denver omelet can be just eggs that cook and then you put it in the filling and fold it over, or you can make it sort of like a frittata. You go to any restaurant, it's 50-50 which way you're going to get it. So I'm going to put some butter in now. And as you notice, that skill has cooled down a lot from where it was.
Mm-hmm.
Go let that butter melt. And then I'm going to add the egg mixture. So I've got half the ingredients actually in the egg mixture that's going to form the omelet.
I can't believe I'm saying this. That seems like a lot of butter for this.
There's no such thing as too much butter when it comes to eggs.
Well, usually you're right, but
yeah, not for an omelet but I use oil initially to cook the ingredients in.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's just keep moving around a bit, make certain everything's mixed into evenly. And I got a very low heat again. It's okay for an American omelet to have some color on it. In fact, it usually has some because you want that little crunchy exterior. That's the primary difference between French and American style omelets. Plus, of course, the French is rolled up. The American is just folded in half. Again, I'm going to cheat, help the egg set by covering it up. Same thing I do in sunny side up eggs. Yeah, I know. Don't judge me. Why not? So now it's basically done. Just lifting around the corners, make certain everything's loose. Not as loose as I want. I might need to buy a new pan. I'm not certain why I'm having that stickage. Actually, I think I do know, but nothing I can say, at least not on camera.
Say that again?
I think I know what the problem is, but I can't really say it on camera. And of course,
somebody using a metal utensil in the bottom of your pan.
Yeah, now I'm adding a little bit of cheddar cheese in this case.
Okay.
Normal shredded cheddar. Add the reserved ingredients. Going to attempt to fold it over and then put it on the plate.
You said attempt. Does this not go well?
Well, watch and see. See what I'm saying?
As soon as you started to flip it, I knew what was going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, I'm embarrassed, but overall, I managed to slide things together. And of course, once again, a little bit of cheese does wonders. Put some pepper on there.
That's an interesting spatula you're using there, too.
Oh, yeah, silicone, the only way to go.
No, I'm talking about the shape, not the material.
Oh, I love that shape. It works great. Scrambled eggs, omelets, anything like that. It's fantastic. Pancakes. But that is a Denver omelet, which is the semi frittata style, but it's not frittata. It's an omelet. And that's the way you'll find it in about half of the diners you go into. The other half will serve it with the ingredients just folded there in the middle.
Yep.
Now, the tomatoes did add a good texture. I wanted to add the tomatoes to get the red color. I didn't want to use red bell pepper and green bell pepper. And I had tomatoes on hand. I had cherry tomatoes on hand.
I would have added the tomatoes. I just wouldn't have called it a Denver omelet afterwards.
Yeah, come on. You have to allow some poetic license.
Food Wars. And today we are making omelets.
Wait a minute.
Now, I don't typically... What's
Wait a
up?
minute. Hang on. Now I see what Hammer just said.
He just said, "Hey guys." Oh, he said he's doing good, just killing stuff.
Oh God.
Make the like regular omelets. When I make omelets in the household, I typically make frittatas. So that's what I'm gonna make today. I'm gonna make a frittata. So first thing we're gonna do
now, real quick,
here.
You need to explain. A frittata is an Italian omelet. Most people won't recognize it as an omelet, but yes, I agree.
It is essentially an omelet.
Yeah. It is essentially an omelet.
It's a baked dish partially though, instead of just
right
on the stovetop, but it is still an omelet.
And that's the only thing that differentiated my Denver omelet from a frittata, even though they start out the same.
The fold. You don't fold frittatas either.
Right. I made the fold and finished it on the stovetop. I didn't put it in the oven to finish.
Right. Frittatas are typically firmer than an omelet. Heat it up.
Yeah. Oh, you're going cast iron. Okay.
Yep.
Well, yours are seasoned enough to get away with it.
Yes, they are.
I hope.
Well, you know they are.
Yeah, they should be.
That's actually a fresh season too.
Yeah, I was looking at that. That's what I thought.
It looks real nice right now, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The pan greased up. I just seasoned these pans.
Is that your 12-inch?
Yes.
A couple minutes ago.
Good God, how many people are you going to feed?
I want to make sure that all of the pan is greased.
Frittatas refrigerate well.
Before I add my vegetables.
Ah.
All right. So we're going to go in with some peppers and onions.
Right.
There is some bell pepper here. There's some poblano. There is the leftover Anaheim chili that I had from the last video.
That's the great thing about frittatas or omelets in general. They're great refrigerator Velcro.
That's going in here as well. We're also going to be adding some mushrooms, although we'll add those a little bit later once these cook down for a while, because the onions and peppers take longer than the mushrooms to cook.
I disagree with that.
You're wrong.
Wait like 2-3 minutes and then we'll add the mushrooms in.
Well, that's because Val and Randy like their mushrooms crispy.
Oh no, I just need them cooked down.
And we'll be back in just a minute.
But I like my onions and peppers cooked down a lot.
Now that those peppers and onions have been cooking for 2 or 3 minutes, we're going to go ahead and get in here with our mushrooms.
Yeah, I would have put the mushrooms in first for at least 5 minutes.
Mushroom lover. So is my girlfriend.
Oh God, you like your mushrooms that big?
We are going to pile the mushrooms in here pretty high.
No,
these mushrooms are also going to lose a lot of their...
they cook down very small. I mean, there's
a
high water content. You'll see.
Size.
There's a pretty high water content in these.
All right, because I chopped them down for omelets.
Start up another pan here.
I'm not making a duck salad.
We're going to get some breakfast sausage.
I'm making an omelet.
Oh, okay. Okay. Hell, I would have cooked the sausage in that pan first and added the rest of it during the sausage.
I personally like to use
I wanted the butter
spicy
flavor.
sausage. We all have our favorite kinds.
That is not my favorite kind of sausage either. I ordered my favorite kind of sausage.
Yeah, but sausage is sausage. I mean...
Well, in an omelet, yeah, but there are levels to it.
Yeah, but sausage is like bacon. You just say, yeah.
There is some sausage that I wouldn't eat again.
Yeah, show
Breakfast
off.
sausage.
One had a crack in your eggs. That's one thing about a frittata. To do it right, you have to use a lot more eggs than an
We've got our
omelet.
eggs cracked.
Yep.
We've got our
I think I used 9 eggs here.
filling cooked.
Oh, okay.
So what we're doing now is we're getting
Okay.
the pan oiled up around the rim and everything like that to make sure
Let's see how much smaller
that
those
our
mushrooms
frittata
are
comes
now.
out easily.
Yeah.
So oiling that all up
Okay, that works.
down in the edges here. It's not going to be the center part here that gives us problems. It's going to be these corners and these edges, the sides,
What's
Yeah.
oh hell
all
no?
that stuff.
No, what I don't
Oh hell,
understand.
oh hell
Now
no!
that we've
What?
got that
Ray?
nice and beaten.
Hang on.
Oh hell no! What? You don't like mushrooms?
Now, what I don't get is why you evacuated the filling out of that pan.
I like a
Before put-
skin. I like a skin of eggs right on the bottom.
I-
Oh yeah, okay, we agree, Ray. Good bacon, good sausage. There is a huge difference. There's a difference. There's a giant chasm between the top and the bottom when it comes to bacon and sausage.
Okay, maybe, but
Bacon too, and most meat, frankly. There's a giant chasm
yeah, but still,
between good stuff and bad stuff.
yeah, still.
For example,
you got bacon,
for
you got
example,
sausage. You're good.
For example, I'm not eating any more old folks sausage. You ever had old folks sausage? It's not good. Not
What
good.
the? Wait a minute. What do you mean, old folks sausage?
There's a brand. It's called Old Folks Sausage. It's
Oh
not
my
good.
God!
It's not good. I'm not eating anymore. I had it. I had it before when I believe it's actually Save-A-Lot brand sausage.
The only
It's
bad
not good.
sausage I've ever had was I went to my father-in-law's one time. He served us some corv. Now, first off, I think I told you this before. It was absolutely delicious.
Mm-hmm.
What he didn't tell us, he had it sitting out on the counter overnight for at
that's
least
gross.
one day. And oh my!
If somebody served me
God.
food that they had left sitting out on the counter overnight and it wasn't something that was shelf stable, I would physically fight them. If they told me,
believe me,
I would physically fight them.
you would not be able to after it hit you. Trust me. I mean, this.
That's
made me-
okay. We can wait until I heal up. I'll be back. I will be back. We will physically fight. Anyways.
Yeah, the only issue I take here is that to me, a frittata is a one-pan dish.
I use 2 pans for speed.
Well, technically,
Faster to cook them separately and then put them back together again.
technically use 3 because you had to reserve the filling into a mixing bowl.
Oh my gosh.
Got those nice and beaten up. Just need to add some salt and pepper.
Some pepper?
That's not that much. There's
No,
9
it's
eggs
not.
in there.
Yeah, I saw that. And that's the other difference between a frittata and
I'm
omelet.
actually going to use MSG this time.
Because you need more eggs due to how it's
It ends up
served.
just being a little better.
Oh, God. Uncle Roger would love you.
MSG is better salt. All there is
It's
to
okay.
it. It's better
okay.
salt.
And we're just going to stir these up again.
I assume the oven is preheating.
Yep.
And as soon as those eggs start to cook, which they are already,
They just want a thin skin of egg on the
turn
bottom.
that up a little bit.
Okay,
Before I put
that's
Set our oven to 350.
because I think you would get that anyway if you just poured it into
And
the
we're just going
ingredients
to
in the
go ahead and
pan
add this stuff in.
and mix them around a bit.
I don't want to mix it around. I want layers. I want very nice layers. You'll see when we cut into it.
Right.
See how small how small those mushrooms got?
Yeah.
Put this down quite small.
Okay.
And we're just getting it kind of spread out amongst it.
Okay.
And now what we're going to do, let's put this over here.
Well, I'd be mixing it up a bit to make certain
we're
that
gonna
I
slice
don't
some
scorch the
tomatoes.
eggs on the bottom.
To layer on
I have
top.
this. It's a cast iron skillet. It's not. It's in it and it's on low. It isn't going to scorch.
Yeah, I can see it's on a low heat. Yeah, of course, tomatoes, absolutely.
And we're going to stop when we've covered it. These are Roma tomatoes.
Oh, slices instead of diced. Okay.
Some of the more flavorful tomatoes that you can find.
That's
I
nice.
think.
That's
A lot of
nice
people
for
love beef eaters. I love
presentation.
cooking with Romas.
Yes.
Especially since this is a...
Surprisingly
I was
enough,
informed-
Val doesn't care for Roma.
Because I started making these organically, I didn't know what a frittata was the first time I made one. We just wanted to make super deep dish omelets, and we figured the best way to do it was to bake it.
Yeah.
Me and my dad.
Yeah, we had no idea what a frittata
was-
was when the first time we made one. We had no idea what it was.
Well,
Not a clue.
No, that's the thing about a lot of cooking. It's just, I'm going to say
But yeah,
instinct.
Yep.
You
And
just
my
do
dad
what
started making
seems
these. We
right.
had no idea what they were. We just started making super deep dish thick omelets, and well, here we are. Now I'm making them for you guys.
No, I'm just surprised at the
Sure, this is
12-inch
fine.
pan instead
Now
of
we got the
10.
tomatoes laid on.
I have
Now
done
we
it in
need to get
10s,
to
but
the
I prefer
cheese.
the 12.
Keep in mind this burner's on low the whole time. Starting to cook that egg from the bottom. Now the hallmark of this dish is layers of cheese.
At least for me, it's layers of
So
cheese.
we're gonna start with some sliced pepper jack. And then as we go on,
Sliced.
At first.
we're gonna
Yeah.
add some shredded cheese on top to kind
Yeah,
of
that's
fill
where
in
you
the
and I
gaps.
disagree. Yeah, I'd go with shredded for everything.
This
I like the
also
blankets
creates a
of
barrier.
cheese,
So that
because it's about creating a
the
seal.
juice from the tomato
Okay, whereas I
can't
disagree with
evaporate.
that.
I don't want the
Instead,
tomato
it
juice
ends
going
up
anywhere
getting
but
kind of
down. I don't want it evaporating.
Reabsorbed into
I want to keep that tomato juice in
the rest of the omelet.
Okay, whereas that to me, well, okay, for us, that would
And
feel heavy.
flavoring
But
the heck
that's
out of our
personal
omelet.
taste.
Yes.
We don't get shy with the cheese.
And that's just a 4-cheese blend.
Okay, same thing
We
I
have a
would
layer
with.
of pepper jack, and then we have a 4-cheese blend on top.
Yeah,
No 5 cheeses.
right. Yeah, to me, that's heavy on the cheese. That's not bad, but it's heavy.
All right, guys. That is our frittata. Before it goes in,
And I know you're going to tell us what
now
temp
that's
you
going
went
to go into
at.
the oven.
350.
Okay, for how long?
And
About 20 minutes.
okay, so it's been about 20 minutes, and we're going to go ahead and pull this frittata out. And look at that. Nice and melty on the top.
See it bubbling away.
Yeah.
Get you guys a
Oh, a
cross
nice,
section here.
generous portion.
Yes. Well, as you can see on the clock there, it was already about 2 and we hadn't eaten yet.
That's cheesy.
You'll see how cheesy in a second.
Oh, I can see.
Yeah, but you know I got to get a cheese pull in here.
You did. You get just a tiny bit of stickage on the sides. It was mostly due to the cheese that kind of fell over on the side.
I don't think I would ever say
You can see the
this.
cross section even a little bit better.
I mean, I never thought I would say this. This looks a little bit like too much cheese compared to the rest of the dish, but it looks good. Yep, gotta have that cheese pull.
Gotta have the cheese pull.
Good thing you didn't put mozzarella in there. God, that would have been insane.
I considered it.
Oh my God, seriously?
No, mozzarella just doesn't add much to it, to an omelet or a frittata, like flavor wise. There's just it's too I don't want to say simple, because there's definitely plenty of like really like tasty applications for mozzarella. I'm not anti-mozzarella. I'm just
Oh, I'm
anti-mozzarella
not either.
on that. If that makes sense.
Yeah,
I want
no,
a more flavor dense cheese, if that makes sense.
yeah, mozza's fine on pizza, on an omelet or frittata.
No, I don't think you can, Hammer. I don't think there's any such thing as too much cheese. I think too much cheese is a myth.
Well, if you're concerned about balance, yeah, there is too much cheese. I mean, you do want to.
I mean, keep in mind, man, these are supermarket cheeses. It's not like I'm grinding up fresh Parmigiano Reggiano on
Oh
there.
my God, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like these are relatively bland cheeses when you compare it to like a real cheddar. You know what I mean? Like from cheddar. Cheddar in the grocery store is not like cheddar from cheddar.
Now, wait a minute. Hold it. Sean,
Yes.
that's no excuse. Come on. You have a reasonable income, and you know that supermarkets, especially the one that you go to, they have good, high quality cheese where you can't say, oh, it's supermarket cheddar. No, you can get really good
Right,
cheese at that
for an
store.
omelet, for this omelet, what I actually prefer is lots of the cheap stuff. I'm just being honest. Like like
Right.
I've had it. I've put a bunch of gourmet cheese on these before. Number one, it turns into like a $30 pan of food, right? Or
Right.
40. You know, it actually gets quite expensive. If you're putting like a lot of cheese on top. And also like to put the volume on top that you need to seal in that that tomato juice, it becomes overwhelming. So you actually want something milder in flavor, because
Yeah.
you want the right amount of cheese flavor, and you also need that blanket of cheese to keep that juice down.
Now,
To do it
Grant,
my way.
as a personal preference, I wouldn't have had that much cheese on top because to me that would have overwhelmed the actual egg itself.
Oh,
which,
the egg.
which is meant to be the star.
No, not on this. In this frittata, the egg is just glue that holds all those delicious filling together. That's all it is, man. The star of the show is actually the sausage.
Okay.
I'm just being honest. Like,
yeah, I just
when you
wouldn't want
taste what I made.
Yeah, I just wouldn't want the cheese to overwhelm it. But no, what you made looked good. It's like that.
Yeah.
It's like that ham and cheese I made for myself. I thought about using just some Parmesan on top instead of the shredded forblend, but I didn't think about it soon enough. So hey, so what do you think, Sean? We made 3 different types of omelets. Did they all qualify?
I mean, they're all omelets.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I would get a job as a cook based on my omelets, but I think they were presentable.
I'm fairly certain I could win an interview with mine. If they tasted it. They might look at it and go, "That's expensive," but when they tasted it, they'd be like,
the
"Oh,
taste
I
would
get
be
it."
good. But of course, that's what it's all about, right? The taste.
Yes.
What's Hammer saying here?
He said he's not a huge fan of eggs, but he would try both of these.
How do you not like eggs unless your mom couldn't cook them to save her soul? Like my mom was sunny
Not
side
everybody
up.
likes everything, man. I mean, there's lots of things that I don't like that a lot of other people do like.
No, my mom, when she would cook sunny side up, it was years, if not decades, before I could eat eggs again because invariably the whites were not completely done. And I don't know about you, but I don't like a half cooked egg.
No.
Okay, so what are we going to do next week?
I'm not sure. We'll have to talk about it off camera.
All right.
These eggs were your idea, so technically I guess it's my turn to pick something.
Yeah, I had a request for that. That was Val wanted omelets.
Ah, gotcha. All right. Well, I'm
Folks,
thinking we might take it to take it over to the beef short rib game. I think we might do that.
oh, you want to go head to head on some barbecue, huh?
Nope. Not barbecue. Short ribs in the house.
Oh, pot roast, basically.
Short ribs.
What do you do with short ribs outside of either barbecue or pot roast?
You make short ribs.
Okay.
It's not so like I don't know about yours, but mine have more of a bite to them than pot roast would. I make them very, very tender, almost gelatinous in the way that I cook them.
Well, that's a
But
give.
they're not pot roast. I mean, they're not pot roast though.
Yeah, but that's a give. You make them gelatinous.
I mean, I braise my short ribs, but they're not pot roast. And there is a difference. And if you don't know the difference, I can't explain it to you. I can't. Because there's an obvious difference.
Now, so far as I know, you don't have a pressure cooker.
I do not.
Neither do I.
I'll be doing mine old school. Oven.
Right.
Oil.
Right. You're going to be doing a braise.
Yep. But short ribs.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I think short ribs. I think I want short ribs.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've cooked some up. But is it going to be any style short ribs, or are you going to say they have to be a specific style?
Any style short ribs, indoor cooking only.
Shit. Yeah, because I'd be going straight to the smoker on those.
Well, so would I. But I want to challenge us a little bit more than just making us fire up our smokers and cook short ribs on the smoker. I think that's actually easier than trying to make a good rib come out of the oven.
Okay. Right off the top, I'm thinking flanking ribs, Korean style. Never done it, but that's what comes to mind.
Awesome. I'm excited to see what you do.
Because that's what I see at the store. I mean, okay, if I go to my local butcher, a real butcher, I can just get a whole slab of ribs. But at the store, the odds are they're going to have flanking ribs.
Were they already cut individually?
No, they're cut across the bones. Yeah, you take it. Go ahead and take a slab, but you cut them into, like, say, 1/2-inch thick pieces across the ribs. And then, of course, you've got half ribs or English style short ribs, where they're only like 3 to 4 inches long.
Like that long, yeah.
Yeah, which are typically used. Actually, they're great for a pot roast, but we don't want to do that. So I'm probably going to go with flanking ribs.
They're wasted in a pot roast.
Well, hell, I mean, even barbecue. I mean, anybody who wraps their short ribs and out in the smoker, they're going to wind up a pot roast.
Yep. So
that's how tender they are.
I think we've got our winner. It'll be short ribs, and I've made them. I made a short ribs dish probably 3 months ago, 2-3 months ago. So
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
relatively fresh on my indoor short rib game
I
because 2-3
know.
months ago it was not grilling weather
Well, I don't ever do them
here.
indoors, but a lot of people might hate me for this, but I actually prefer short ribs to brisket nowadays because they're just as tender and they don't take as much time.
All right, and with that, we're gonna go ahead and end the video before everybody can hit the dislike button. And we'll see you guys in
Wait
the
a minute,
next one.
hold it. I gotta ask, Hammer, what the hell are you talking about?
About what?
I don't think he knows what that is. Who's he talking about and about what?
He's talking about you when I said short ribs, not pot roast, because
Oh,
it seemed
God.
very obvious that you were confused. All right, later, Hammer, and later, everybody else who's watching in.
Later, everybody.